This episode of the Justin Robert Young Podcast is brought to you by 301 of the most fearsome fighting force ever assembled in your dick, Leonidas. Motherfucking phone! Somebody call my mama. Seriously. Call Gloria Young in Davie, Florida. I'll give you her number. It starts with 954. I'm not going to give out my mom's number. Welcome. And by the way, for the audio listeners who didn't hear it, wink. I did give a wink. I just didn't say wink. So for the tongueless triathletes out there who ain't got no goddamn eyeballs, there's the wink that I promised you by way of the patron thing. Man, we're over 300 patrons. I don't want to make this a patron plug because we don't really do a fuck lot of patron plugs on this here show, but we're over 300. We're barreling toward 500 a podcast. I'm officially going to change this goal after the podcast where we're not going to do a town hall. We're going to do an interview series. You're going to basically buy, or if you are not a patron, you're just going to be able to get for free. You should be walking up to patrons and just saying, thank you for your service, brah. You're going to get an extra episode of the Justin Robert Young Podcast, and it's going to be an interview series. And I think I have a topic, or I have a concept. And it was given to me by one of you. And I'll get to that in a second. I'm also going to get to my, I'm going to continue giving unsolicited political advice to presidential hopefuls. And this time I'm going to give it to Rand Paul, who is apparently going to announce his intention officially to run for the president of these United States. For whatever, I almost said United States, and I don't know why. Like, it doesn't really make sense. I'm just throwing the term Jew in there. Maybe it's Passover? Easter? Jesus? All right. So I'm also, what else I got? I'm gonna talk about the fact that there's this dude on a basketball. An 18-year-old said the N-word, and now everybody's gonna freak out. And I'm gonna kind of reactively freak out to their freakouts. That's all coming up later in the show. But I want to talk to you right now about something of grave importance to me. I am right now beset. In all seriousness, seriously, go to my YouTube channel right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see my face. If you're watching me on diamondclub.tv, you can see how fucking serious I am right now. If you're not, go to the YouTube and check it out. YouTube.com/Justin Robert Young. Look at this face. This is not the face of someone who's fucking off right now, okay? I'm dead serious when I tell you guys this. I'm looking right in the camera. This fucking salad I just made, man. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's how fucking much holy shit. I had to pause between the two holy shits. This salad was fucking insane. All right? And like, I don't even know if it's good. Holy shit. Okay? I don't know. This salad had dark and mysterious powers. This salad was like the fucking Ark of the Covenant, man. It has untold power that probably shouldn't be wielded by human beings. This was God's own salad. And on the third day, this salad rolled the boulder from the cave and emerged. Let me tell you a little bit about this fucking salad. 2 hearts of fucking romaine. Chip, chop, chip, chop, chip, chop. Toss that in there. That's a base, baby. You're just going to lay a good little base of those fucking hearts of romaine. All right? Next thing you knew, 2 cluster tomatoes. Cut those up, toss them in. Wait a minute. That sounds like a good enough salad in and of itself. Throw a couple croutons on there, some ranch dressing. You're fucking in Saladville, baby. Population you. Not this salad. Ain't stopping. Ain't stopping by a good goddamn long shot. The fuck, man? This salad, all of a sudden, good God, that salad has a family. No. Bop, 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 bop. A whole cucumber right there in the salad. A whole cucumber? A whole goddamn cucumber. Now you might be thinking, man, just a little bit of little oil, a little balsamic vinegar, toss some fucking salt, a little pepper on top. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. That's a salad that'll dine with kings and queens. Ain't talking about no back alleys with porks and beans right here. That's a good-ass salad. That's a salad you take home to mama. But fuck if this goddamn salad didn't stop there. Holy shit. The lunacy that this salad, the madness of this salad. All of a sudden, what the fuck, the ham shows up. Oh my God. By God, King, the ham showed up. Fucking thin slices. Take 3 slices of ham, slice it fucking down, and then peel each little ham fucking straw. Toss that in there. Oh my God, the care. Now you might think, fuck, man, that's enough. That's enough. We're not even in salad anymore. That's a fucking antipasto, all right? That's something that, you throw a couple pepperoncinis, little provolone, huh? Toss it on the salad. Mwah! That's something Mario and fucking Luigi and Waluigi would dive down the pipe for and fucking enjoy next to a big heaping bowl of pasta. Fuck, this salad wouldn't stop. Because you have an antipasto, maybe you mix in a little peppers, you mix a little cheese. Fuck that. This salad had one thing on its mind. Meat, baby. Fucking capicola. Holy shit. Prosciutto. No! Fucking salami on top. How many pork products can we have? What the fuck? The deli counter's going crazy. This salad is OP. And next thing you know, I got a big fat bowl of it. Sitting right there in front of me. Now I'm hungry as a motherfucker. I think, holy shit, let me just go ahead in there and get one bowl. Eat it up. Yum-a-dum-dum. It's a delish salad. Legit as fuck. And that, my friends, is a fucking shoot. That salad was great. So I'm about to walk in here, start the show. I'm starting to do my prep. And next thing you know, I hear just this little voice. Justin. What? Justin. What? Who is talking to me? Ashley's out of town, by the way. I've been living like a fucking slob for this entire goddamn weekend, doing nothing but eating hot horse shit, fucking Chinese food. I've been eating pizza, all sorts of nonsense I could never get away with when Ashley's here and she actually cooks and makes good food. Justin. I'll be good goddamned if it wasn't that motherfucking salad sitting in the refrigerator. I open up the refrigerator. Justin, it's me, the salad. I said, why do you sound like Voldemort? It's just a thing. Fuck, salad. I mean, I just had a bowl. I feel full. I don't want to feel over full. I'm about to do the show. I'm gonna be lethargic. I can promise you things you'd never dreamt before. What the fuck is happening? I just take a step back. Am I really talking to a fucking salad right now who's making me promises of fucking mortal riches that I have never dreamed before? Yes, I said. Did I say that out loud? Yes, you did. Oh, shit. That's awkward, salad. Let's just move past it. All right. Fine. I'll move past it. What are you talking about? I can promise you the best jury show you've ever had. You're sounding more Mediterranean right now, salad. I don't know where your accent's going. Nobody does. That's why I'm a salad. That doesn't make any sense. Let's move past it. All right. Fine. So if I have one more bowl of you, the fucking Viper salad, I'll have the best jury show I've ever had. Yes, that is the deal. The Bulba is the best pod racer. All right, now that's really weird that you're just quoting lines from the Phantom Menace. Annie is no part of the deal, Jedi. Just fucking whatever. So I take a bowl of the salad, I eat the second bowl of the salad, I put the rest of the salad in there. I'm just going to let you guys know right now, this is some fucking life lessons, and you can be in any fucking age, right? You can be 5 years old, 15, or 50, and this is going to be some real-ass lessons right now. Don't trust talking salads. They're never fucking truthful, and they're not going to help you get to where you need to go, because I had another fucking bowl of this salad, and I feel full of shit. I just have a lead fucking weight in my stomach. It was too much. Too much, this salad, on all different levels. And I regret trusting it, and I fucking apologize to you, the viewing and listening audience of the Justin Robert Young podcast, because I made a mistake having this fucking goddamn salad. Oh, hopefully it doesn't affect the rest of the show. We got a hell of a one for you. All the music today, because we had that fuck up with Kendrick Lamar 2 weeks ago, and we borked the whole fucking YouTube version of this show. All the music is going to be from Tropics. If you want to send in music, please do so. JustinRobertYoung@gmail.com. Put JuRY music in the subject line. I want to lock down like 3 or 4 that I always use. I can just put on the board, because that's the podcast maturity. Infancy for a podcast, unlicensed music. Adolescence, you have regular unlicensed music. Maturity, copyright-free regular music. This is Tropics. We'll be back. I might throw up because of this salad.
Can we answer straight away and get done with the jokes?
Do you not like jokes?
I like funny ones.
No, I like famous bands. Funny enough for you?
Rand Paul. 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 Son of Ron Paul. So that's a little fucking, that's number one. All right. So there's my little resume to Mr. Rand Paul. I'm going to make up metal songs for you. Fucking whenever I hear some fucking guitar riffs. Little hot lick, Rand Paul. All right. So this is my ongoing quest. I'm going to do this for all the announcing candidates as they come out from here on forward. I'm going to pitch myself. One of the dream jobs I've always kind of wanted to have, I feel like I would be good at if I could just learn the ropes a little bit, is political operative. I love political operatives. They're like really fun. You know, they always have some, little angle on something. I like that. It's pretty rad. I enjoy it. So I'm going to pitch my services to Rand Paul. According to the Matt Drudge on the Drudge Report, who is tumescent in his excitement, the word around the campfire is that Rand Paul will announce that he is running for president of the United States on Tuesday, which brings us to this drop.
Politics. Yes.
Rand Paul. All right, so here, I think this one is pretty easy to diagnose. Rand, here's the deal. You are famous because your dad's famous. Legacy kid. He's got his own record, right? But the reason why you're just not some other motherfucker running is because there was a really crazy subset of people that were like fucking into your old man. Like, and they were fucking crazy about Rand Paul. Here's the funny thing about Ron Paul, rather. He has this like crowd of people that are just into weird shit. And I don't mean weird as in bad. I just mean weird as in a lot of other people don't find it something that they want to pay attention to. Because like you listen to Ron Paul's speeches and they're just weird, right? Like he's getting applause breaks for shit that other people don't get applause breaks for. Ted Cruz, well maybe not Ted Cruz. Let's say George Bush, right? When George Bush was running for president the first time in 2000. Yeah, there's a few things it's going to get an applause break no matter what. Outside of the prisoner of the moment kind of shit, like, fuck Bill Clinton. Yay! Because he was running effectively against the record of Bill Clinton's 8 years in office. You know, other than that, in terms of just general shit, there's only so many things that you're going to get a huge cheer for. Like, you know, I'm going to protect babies in the womb. Yay! I'm going to protect America. Yay! There's like, you know, very basic shit. Not so with Ron Paul. Ron Paul, this motherfucker would say the weirdest shit on the planet, but for whatever reason, the specialty audience, the fucking Whole Foods audience of Ron Paul rallies, and I don't mean Whole Foods as in they go to Whole Foods. I mean people seek Whole Foods out because they believe there was something special there. Motherfucker will go to Whole Foods and be like, I finally got the flax seeds. I can't find them at Safeway. People go to Ron Paul because Ron Paul will mention weird shit. Like what? I'll tell you. Like the gold standard. Crickets, right? To average people, you say, I'm going to bring back the gold standard. By the way, Carl's like, Whole Foods has some stuff that's good. Man, where the fuck do you think that salad came from? A Whole Foods. Like, I'm down with Whole Foods. I'm just saying that Whole Foods is a destination for people who want to search for specialty items. Back to the gold standard. George Bush walks up there and says, I want to bring back the gold standard. Huh? Hillary Clinton goes up there. I want to bring back the gold standard. Huh? What? The what? The gold? What? Huh? Huh? You want to sell 50,000 records? Is that gold or is that silver? What's platinum? I don't know. Platinum's probably 100,000. Anyway, the gold standard is, for those of you who are unfamiliar with fucking civics, it is the idea that the currency that is in circulation is backed by physical gold. So right now, you got a bunch of shit in your pocket, a bunch of paper. You hand it around, you trade it back and forth. It is a way in which you conduct your business. But yet, it really doesn't mean anything. Because we abandoned the gold standard. So there's no physical place right now where people, like, where you can just, like, you can see gold. Ron Paul takes the following position. I want to know where the gold at. Give me the gold. I want the gold. I'm going to get a backhoe and uproot that tree. And the fucking fans of Ron Paul loved this motherfucker like they were dying if they didn't. Go ahead and watch a Ron Paul speech and hear him mention the gold standard. Everybody in unison does a full standing backflip. Pregnant mothers, 400-pound people, a dude in the bathroom, they all do a standing backflip in unison. It's amazing. And I want to bring back the gold standard. Ah! You would have thought that fucking Rock and Austin came out at the same time and started making out with each other. That's the kind of pop that you get when fucking Ron Paul mentions the gold standard. It's a freak show. So what about Rand? See, here's the problem, is that Ron Paul is a specialty dish. He is something that you only want to eat every once in a while. If you are really, very rare, you're hanging out. Hey, where do you want to go to eat? I don't know. Pizza, Chinese. How about Ethiopian? Okay, cool. Ethiopian. You can go eat Ethiopian once in a blue moon, and it's fucking awesome. And every once in a while, you might have that one friend who's like, fuck, man, let's always go to Ethiopian. Fuck pizza. Fuck fucking Chinese. Fuck sushi. Fucking double fuck French cuisine. And sandwiches. Jizz in the eye. I want to eat Ethiopian every night. Those are Ron Paul fans, and they're very rare, okay? They don't really populate the landscape all that much. So Rand Paul has basically got this issue. He's got to become an Ethiopian food pizza. He's got to be a dude who has all the fucking traits of Ethiopian food, yet is on a pizza that a majority of people would like to eat. He's got to mainstream it. Problem with that is that all the Ron Paul people don't fucking like this mainstream bullshit. They're like, no, the world needs to come to us. Everybody needs to understand how awesome Ethiopian food is. So what does he do? It's between a rock and a hard place. Does he mainstream it and lose all the reasons why he's an exceptional candidate? Or does he start fucking screaming and yelling about the gold standard like his father and get ignored by the mainstream press and electorate? Well, Rand, glad you came to me because I got a few ideas for you. Number one, Rand Paul. Do you like my dad? Pfft, awesome. All right, now it's a slogan. This is what you're going to put on posters, right? But here's the key. You put awesome in italics, okay? Because now when you're reading it, people who are into Ron Paul, they're like, oh, do you like my dad? Pfft, awesome. They're like, oh, shit. This dude is fucking son of Ron. He is going to fucking be all up in there fucking yelling about like, I want the fucking gold. And here's the deal. Whenever you're out in front of those kind of crowds, gold rope. Like fucking LL Cool J in 82. Fucking just a fat gold rope around your neck. And you're like, and they're like, oh, what about the gold standard? What do you think, motherfucker? And then fucking pop that rope right in their fucking mouth. That's it. But meanwhile, everybody else, you like my dad? Pfft, awesome. They're going to read it like, oh shit, he's being sarcastic. He understands that his dad was unelectable. He wants to be electable. This is his way of being like, live your life, brah. I'm going to fucking do me. You do you. My dad does him. That's it. Rand Paul. You like my dad? Pfft, awesome. In italics. The italics are the key here, Rand. I want to see posters. Somebody wants to send me posters. JustinRobertYoung at gmail.com. JuRY in the subject line. More from, this is actually Sunnyside, not Tropics. It's Tropics' band, Sunnyside. We'll be right back. I hate this next story. It's this kind of shit that actually makes me really, really, really worried. As much as it would be my absolute dream to have this show be like 4 days a week. Like, I would really love that. It would represent actually really the accumulation of all of my dreams. It would be the best. That's why it's like a very high, seemingly unattainable Patreon goal. But the reason why I even dread it in concept is because I would have to talk way more about like in the moment stories. Like right now, I can do fucking 15 minutes on the salad I just ate and it's all right? But you can't do that 4 or 5 days a week, right? You have to talk about Justin Bieber and you have to talk about Left Shark and you have to talk about fucking Sarah Palin. And this is a story that I really don't like. And I don't like it so much that I don't know why I put it on the rundown list. And I don't know why I'm talking about it right now. So literally, just write anything in the chat room right now. And I will probably just stop talking about what I'm going to talk about right now and start talking about literally whatever you want. This is going to be chat room's choice as soon as I get bored with this story, which is going to be in the next 5 fucking seconds. I'm going to get all the names wrong on this. So let me see if I can do it. If you're not a sports fan, then I don't know what you're gonna hear. But so Final Four is going on. Kentucky lost. Kentucky is a very good basketball team. They were undefeated. Next thing you know, they lost to Wisconsin, who they had beaten the night before. I'm already getting bored. All right, so let's just get to what's important about it. I'm trying to find the clip here right now. Andrew Harrison. He's a very good player on Kentucky. He's up there answering questions. Next thing you know, they ask him about the best player on the other team. His name is Kaminsky. He says, how's it like guarding Kaminsky? He had this to say.
What if you could talk about Kaminsky and what makes him so difficult to defend, and what, if anything, is unique about defending him?
Did you catch that? Hold on, wait a minute. Let's skip it back here.
Wonder if you could talk about Kaminsky and what makes him so difficult to defend, and what, if anything, is unique about defending him, things he does.
For Carl?
So he mumbles under his breath. F that N-word. All right. F that N-word. And that N-word is the N-I-G-G-A, so I can get drunk and smoke weed all day. Doesn't matter if you love me, baby. You need a thug in your life because busters ain't loving you right? Is that it? So he says F you, N-word. And that's, dude is like 18 or 19. He's a 19-year-old dude. He just failed on a national spotlight. 19-year-old kid does a thing. People of all ages and races have opinions. His peers have opinions. His parents have opinions. His His parents' friends have opinions. His parents' friends have opinions. Random 40-year-old white dudes he's never met have opinions. And boy, are they strong. Now, there are racial politics at play here. This guy is he's a black kid. Kaminsky is a white guy. He won Player of the Year over him. I'm sure there's a little bit of resentment, although it's probably inconceivable to me or you who are not fucking living that life. So what are we to do? Oh, I know. Freak the fuck out about it. Everybody's like, oh, no, he said the N-word. I mean, I don't know. All right, so fuck it. Fuck this topic. I hate this topic. This topic sucks dicks. Strength says, SNL sent above Scientology's We Stand Tall music videos. Very funny. Man, it's open season on Scientology right now. I feel like Scientology has never been more vulnerable. Like, the whole specter of lawsuits that will flood people, Scientology's fallen off. Like, in terms of the, like, oh, you better be afraid of Scientology. Scientology will sue you. I don't know, man. Seems like people have cracked the code on that fucking defense because nobody really gives a shit. People just make fun of that fucking religion left and right. Carl says, how quickly did Harrison realize that he messed up? It's right after. Here, listen to this. He says F that, and he says F that ninny, and then says, oh, God.
Difficult to defend, and what, if anything, is unique about defending him, things he does?
For Carl?
Wonder if you
Oh, my God. What would you do if somebody called you an N if you're white? I think I would be really confused. That's happened my entire youth. I went to schools in South Florida that were very diverse. I went to magnet schools, which were in predominantly black neighborhoods. And then I went to South Plantation, where there was a sizable black community. So I've been called the N-word by black people for most of my formative years. It's pretty rad. AJ Lee retiring from WWE. I mean, I don't know. You kind of saw it coming. There was only fucking how long fucking she had to be there. Theater Monkey, talk about your stand-up show at Nerdtacular. Here's what we'll fucking go into the final segment about, because I don't want this to get too process heavy about me talking about me in the future. But the stand-up show at Nerdtacular is really kind of starting to become real. It's still real to me, damn it. It is. It's fucking getting realer every day, because it's something that I have to deal with before the wedding, which is the other gigantic show that I need to fucking be a part of and actually write for. So I think here's how it's going to go. I think I have an hour. I think it's going to start with talky shit, end with talky shit, and then be a lot of interactive stuff in between. Like, I think it's going to be a lot of like neon signs, or we possibly a new bit coming up later in the show. That's going to be me interacting with people, because I think I do that really well, but I'm not sure. I also just need to get out and start doing it. I wrote one monologue. It's called Fuck Your City. Or just kind of make fun of why people love, like, they get really excited about their cities. I don't know if it's funny, but I feel like it's got to begin and end with something, and I want it to be good, and I want it to be well written. And I know, I mean, here's the reality. The reality is that I'm going to wait until 2 weeks before, and then I'm going to write everything, and I'm going to think it's pretty funny, and then I'm going to do it, and then it's going to be okay. It's not going to be as good as I fucking want it to be, and then I'm going to be very upset with myself that I didn't work on it before and I didn't workshop it, and I'm going to be fucking unrealistically pissed off at myself that I didn't become a really good stand-up comedian out of thin air, because that's kind of my move. So, we'll see, but that's where we are right now. We're going to get into this new interview portion of the show right after this. Man, that's the best way to come out of a music trap. This is why I'm just knocking down the I'm just blowing up here where people are just falling over themselves to hire me to host their radio shows because I do really professional when I come out of music. That's what people want to hear. When you're charging out of the gate like a motherfucking rodeo bull, you want to hear Man, the music starts to fade. The audience is ready to begin to hear another segment. And they, at their most ready, hear, I'm good. I'm really, really good at this. You know what else I'm really good at? Interviewing. Except I feel like I'm really good at interviewing. Here's another we do interviews on the show from time to time. I did one with Padres J a while ago, and I really like doing interviews. I feel like interviewing is kind of something that I do really well that I haven't really shown on any of the current stuff that I do. Like, oddly enough, I feel like I interview people. That's might be my best skill, and I don't really do it, which is good. Because, you want to, if I'm doing something new, I want to be able to be good at it, and it'd be nice if I was surprisingly good at it. So I'm going to, at 500, and I'm going to start recording these before. At $500 an episode on Patreon, which we are fucking very close to. We're at 447 effectively right now. Every month, y'all are going to get an extra episode, and you guys can pick the week in which it releases, but we're going to do that. And I didn't just want to do celebrities. I didn't just want to do my friends because that's not an interview. Like, me interviewing my friends aren't really interviews because that's not what I really want to do. Like, if I'm just interviewing Tom or Brian or Scott, like, I don't want to do the so where'd you come from? When'd you first get into podcasting? Like, that's kind of stupid. I don't like that. I'd rather just have fun with them. Like, I'd rather do episodes just kind of, when I can't do a live episode, I'd rather just do those kind of me and Brett sitting around, fucking around sort of shows with those guys. Because I have that rapport, and I think that's fun. But I do want to do interviews with people I don't know. And a listener who I will call Brian wrote in and said, I know we have a little while to go before we get to the interview segments of JuRY, but I have a suggestion. It might be too much, but I think it'd be interesting to know what goes on from the perspective of a cam girl from one of the nude chat sites. The challenge might be finding a model that could carry a conversation. This girl seems interesting, and he pointed me to a very funny YouTube of a girl who is making fun of other girls on the site My Free Cams. So sorry if the suggestion is over the top, but I think that she or someone like her might have some very funny stories and be informative about a profession that most know nothing about. Have a good one. So this got me thinking. There are so many people on the internet that we are aware of them in the periphery, but we are more aware of their services. We're more aware of their job. They are these kind of faceless pillars that hold up these things that we do, or we enjoy, or we consume, or we're aware of, or we're angry about, you know. And for whatever reason, and I think for many of them, it's different stuff. Either we don't agree with where they're coming from morally, or we just don't know how to process them. They tend to become unpersons. They become their idea and not people, which is kind of antithetical to the grand unifying theory of this podcast, that we have more in common than we do have different. So I really like this idea. I want to interview people that are unique to this internet existence, that don't have personalities for whatever reason. Either they have chosen in their profession to only put this certain thing forward, like the cam girls, right? Cam girls are great because a cam girl is, I want to know what is their difference between what they think of themselves and, let's say, a stripper, right? Seems like it's a safer option. It's certainly an easier option to get into. I want to know how much money they make. I want to know the creepiest stuff they've ever gotten. I want to know what their line is when they say this shit is too much. Because what I think we'll find is somebody that is more like your sister or your girlfriend or your best friend than we would initially think. That's my hypothesis. I got a few other people that I want to talk to that are in this vein, not necessarily, like cam girls or whatever, but people that are not people to us. They're their jobs. They're what they represent on the internet, because we are the main characters of our own stories and they're the extras. Like if we see this girl, we would in the script of our life story, she's cam girl number 1. She doesn't even get a name. She doesn't get a backstory. So that's what I'm curious about. I'm very excited to do this. I think those kinds of interviews, I want to call the Internet of Things, because I really like that idea. It's an overhyped, shitty phrase. And I like the idea that we are interviewing the things of the internet, people that for whatever reason we dehumanize. Because I want to humanize them. I think they're beautiful parts of this awesome internet tapestry. I love it. So thank you very, very much, Brian, for writing into there. And I guess we can spin right in to our mailbag, justinrobertyoung@gmail.com. That is justinrobertyoung@gmail.com. Put JuRY in the subject line, and I want your recommendations for these kinds of interviews. And you have to have a suggestion on who to talk to. Just give me the thing. What thing do you want me to find an interview for that's on the internet? An internet thing. I want to find the human behind the thing. Let's get into our emails. No Frack writes, JuRY, very much agree with your political analysis on what the RFRA bill does to Mike Pence's 2016 chances. Way to make me look good, Mike. No Frack, by the way, the editor commented, is the guy who suggested that Mike Pence was going to be the dark horse Republican candidate. He continues. Real great timing. But I wanted to touch on the bill itself because the prevailing view is both inaccurate in what the bill does and kind of terrifying in its underlying logic. Terrifying because in our rush to show how tolerant we all are, we are ready to completely undermine our own freedom of conscience. Here's what the bill actually says. State and local government cannot sustainably burden religious belief unless it's the least restrictive way to achieve a compelling interest. That's it. So which part are we angry about? If we don't like this law, it must mean we believe the government should be able to sustainably burden religious belief, either without a good reason or when there are other options. Those are literally the only times the law matters. If this law is beyond the pale in our society, then our society must be one where, in every case, our convictions matter less than the fashions of the politically powerful. Now, let's be honest. One effect of the law will be that somewhere in Indiana, a gay couple will be told that they cannot have a certain wedding cake, and that will be deeply unpleasant. Then, a court will rule that wedding cakes aren't hard to come by, so the interest is not really compelling, and that will be deeply unpleasant. But not more deeply unpleasant than the effects of, say, due process, which can let murderers go free. The whole point of rights is that they protect us when everyone finds us deeply unpleasant. And of course, we can all leave a Yelp review of our thoughts about that bakery, and prospective customers can act accordingly. Anywhere in the country, a gay couple can get another cake. If that weren't true, the government would have a compelling interest and the law wouldn't apply. But there is nowhere in the world where a baker can get another conscience. Keep up the great work. No frack. P.S. as a side note, there are 20 states that have a version of this law in the books, and there's been a federal one for 20 years. That raises the questions of why this one in particular set everyone off. One reason might be a general dislike for freedom of conscience, and it's more fashionable than it once was. Other is that Mike Pence was getting ready to run for president. Listen, I know you're a Pence mark. I don't think this was about Mike Pence running for president. Maybe it was, but I don't think so. So here's the deal, and this is that Chinatown moment. The law, the controversy wasn't about the law. The controversy is about the idea behind the law. So what's the idea behind the law, and why did it touch off a firestorm? Touched off a firestorm. And by the way, this is the job of a politician. The job of a politician is not to be a bespectacled bureaucrat who writes a very fair law and then puts it up quietly for the populace to decide. Many people wish that that was the world we lived in, including me. It is not the world we live in. The job of a politician or a governing politician in the modern era is to sell us on the narrative behind why we want this law. It's why we get a lot of dumb laws, BT dubs. And this is one of those situations that I was really excited to kind of be around because I want a certain subsection of my friends to understand, why don't we just think about laws a little bit more? I mean, maybe laws aren't always the solution because every once in a while we get some dumb motherfucking laws. The politicians in this case, including Pence, did a very poor job of selling this. And they did so because they felt it would be politically toxic to have it shepherded through with the help of other interests. And in this case, I mean people who you need to strategize for the people who are going to be offended by it. And there are smart ways to politically do it, and there are dumb ways to politically do it. And this, I don't think it's necessarily dumb, but it is indicative of a shifting idea economy. Here's the idea that this one ran afoul of. People who are in power affecting the powerless. Now that we want to acknowledge gay rights as human rights, and I'm not saying where you should stand on this subject. I'm just saying that now it is a conversation in a way that it never really was before. We now recognize the playing field as gays as being afflicted. There are less of them. There are not as many congressmen. There are not a lot of gay governors. There's not a lot of gay politicians. So they are looked at as less than. And then we have a majority, people who are in cultural and political power, which for whatever you want to think about it is religious people. Everybody says God bless America. Every politician has a church. Every politician talks about the role in which religion has played in their lives. Every single one of them, without fail. So, you have a concept that there are people with religious affiliations who can have an easier pathway to the mechanism by which laws are made. So, if you have a law that even in the abstract can look like it is a dagger to stab the weak in a world in which we now have a sense of where gays and where religious people are in the spectrum of political power, not cultural, not social power, which I know immediately a religious person's argument might be to say that, oh, wait, so much special attention goes to gay causes because they are on the ascendancy socially. Social power fluctuates very, very quickly. Political power does not. So you have this as a mechanism looked at as a way to attack the lesser. And people find that offensive. Why? Because it's Goliath beating on David in the optics. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm not saying the law actually does that. I'm not saying that it is what it says it is. Although it might be. Because there's a lot of laws that say a lot of different things that mean a lot of different things in practice. Right? I mean, look at that healthcare law we passed that a lot of people were really excited about. That doesn't exactly do what we think it does. It does. It gets to that point in another roundabout way because that's the only way they were able to pass it. So that's why this issue ran afoul. Also, it's just kind of bad luck because we're in a point where now that this is a thing, that gay rights as human rights is a thing, people are prone to be a little bit more opinionated about stuff because there's not going to be so much of a backlash. So you have somebody like Tim Cook come out and make a big deal about it. Now, all of a sudden, when the CEO of either one or two, depending on the stock market, most profitable company in the world, starts saying, hey, your state's fucked up, it's news. That's news. And I don't think he knew that Mike Pence was running for president. Scale writes in, hello again, Mr. Young. Another update from Tony Abbott's foot and mouth syndrome for your Australian politics episode. And I will add this to the list, but I just wanted to read this because it blew my fucking mind. In a bold move during question time today, Mr. Abbott decided to compare the leader of the opposition, Bill Shorten, to, wait for it, Dr. Joseph Goebbels. So, for those keeping score, that's a Holocaust joke and a Goebbels joke for a whooping grand total of 2 Nazi jokes this year. And I believe he means 2015, meaning that at the date of this recording, April 5th, the fucking president of a major world nation has, with a microphone in his face, willingly made 2 Nazi jokes. How am I not going to move to Australia? This is like my favorite country in the world. Scale writes, thanks again for the podcast. Keep up the good work. I hope South by Southwest was awesome. I'm stuck in the other side of the world. Super fucking jelly. I'm so motherfucking jelly. I'm jam. And here we go. This one comes in from Anonymous Diamond. By the way, this is the first episode we've done without a neon sign story. So I think we're officially done on the neon sign stories. But Anonymous Diamond would like to open up a new vein. Anonymous Diamond would like to tell you an embarrassing sexual story. Now, Anonymous Diamond, I can report exclusively, is a lady. So I would like to start the following trend. There's a million embarrassing dude sex stories. They are common. I would love to hear anonymous lady sex stories. So please, do me a favor. If you are a lady, write me about your most embarrassing sexual experience. If you are a dude and you know a lady, ask a lady about her most embarrassing sexual story. See if you can get one out of them, and then write me on the podcast. JustinRobertYoung@gmail.com, JuRY in the subject line. And understand, doesn't have to match the following one, but we got some stiff competition. Anonymous Diamond writes, so it's a long-distance relationship. I was visiting for a little while. It was a nice time. We don't get to see each other much. One morning, being the awesome girlfriend that I am, I decided to give his morning wood a spit shine. That means blowjob. Everything's great. I'm feeling really awesome. The boyfriend mentioned something about relaxing my jaw, and then suddenly, as I decide to relax my jaw muscles, the wrong muscle loosens up, and it happens. Here I am, on my knees, on the bed, leaning over, when I rip the loudest fart possibly ever in the history of man. It was an 8 on the Richter scale. All I could say in that moment was, oh my God, or more specifically, as I parenthetically add, oh my God, and live in shame for a moment. I expected him to bust out laughing at me, but instead he was a really good sport, and much like Kanye, let me finish. It was absolutely mortifying, but all's well that ends well. Well, she had something very, very, very important going for her. A dick in her mouth. Nobody is going to tell you to stop with a dick in your mouth. Like, that is something that is, it would take, I don't know what it would take. You know, short of doing physical violence to the dick, there's not a whole lot you can do. You can be writing out racial slurs on a poster board with your feet, with your marker between your thumb and the other toe next to your thumb. I mean the big toe. You're just writing it like it's fucking my left foot. You're just writing, Elders of Zion was right. And somebody would let you finish blowing them. That's a fact. But here's my favorite part of this story. The boyfriend mentioned something about relaxing my jaw. Who the fuck is this guy? Like, are you meant to be a snake? Are you supposed to swallow his dick whole and then digest it? What the fuck? Relaxing your jaw like you're going to snap it out of place because his dick is so big. Unless maybe his dick was that big and you needed to unend your jaw like you're some sort of fucking circus freak living in Gibsonia. Oh, if you would like to email the show, it is justinrobertyoung@gmail.com. Put JuRY in the subject line. You can find this podcast on Stitcher, iTunes, or some other shit. You can always find me on Twitter and Instagram, as well as Snapchat. I love the Snapchat. And also Periscope. Follow me on Periscope. I'll be Periscoping a little bit this week, so go ahead and enjoy that. And of course, you can always join the conversation. diamondclub.reddit.com. I might actually set up a thing on there where, we just have like an episode discussion feed or something like that. I don't know. If you guys would like that, then let me know. But until next time. If you are Rand Paul, if you are using the N-word during major press conferences, if you blow a stiff gasser while sucking your long-distance boyfriend's dick, and you feel at the bottom of the barrel, don't eat a villainous salad, but nay, remember your friend Justin Robert Young as he tells you emphatically to please don't die.
Do you like when your friends fuck up?
We like to think about promises. Promises made to us when we're children. Promises made to us when we go to work. Promises made to us by fancy politicians in front of expensive podiums. They promise us the world. They promise us salvation. When they mortgage our hope to go to the polls and press their button. On the next day, what do we get for our troubles? We get the bill. We get lied to. We get to pay for all of the indulgence that they have justified by way of our hopes and dreams. And we realize that we are nothing but cattle, fogging up the mirror on the truck that brings us to our slaughter. Not me, man. Not me. No, I look at that glass and I say, I need to clean it. I need to have clarity. And that was how I found myself going to Ralph's to get Windex so I could clean the window. And I walked down and I said to the man, where can I get Windex? And he said, it's on aisle 4. Not me, man. I'm not going to fall for your trap. I am not going to be boxed in. I found that Windex by myself. It was at the end cap of aisle 4, not aisle 4 itself. I evaded your lies, only to make it to the checkout counter. It was there I was faced with yet another unnamed merchant of death. He looked at me and said, you can't use your credit card. I can't use my credit card? Is this how you expect to only adjust the frame 5 degrees? It's the same. Adjust the frame 10 degrees. It's the same. No, not me, man. The man behind the counter said, you can also just use your debit card. I said, I know. I know, because it was a bank card the whole time. It only has a MasterCard logo on it because it uses the terminal, man. And all of those trials and tribulations for Bray Wyatt were mere outer rings. They were mere tests, mere henchmen for the final test. But when I walked out into the shining sunlight, I came upon 4 angels. So they could say unto Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt, would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies? I said, yeah. Yeah, I would. I'd like to buy a Thin Mint box. He said, no. I said, okay, I'll buy a box of Samoas. They said, no, man. I said, how about some cranberry citrus crisps? They said, no. I said, we're out of the peanut butter patties, of the shortbreads, of the lemonades and the rah-rah raisins. And it was then I realized that they were all the same. The angels, the politicians in front of his mahogany lectern, slapping it as hard as he can, only to ring the toll of our own funeral. They were not offering choice, nor was this young lady. When she tells me, Bray Wyatt, the eater of worlds, we only have toffee-tastic left. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I got back into my car and I left. And if I ever can impart words to you, the unwashed and unclaimed, I tell you, Coffee-tastics are bullshit, man. Tastes like fucking garbage. Follow the buzzards.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.